Welcome back everyone, this time it is UFC Fight Night, broadcasted on ABC 5. There's a prelim card with 8 fights, and main card with 5 fights. Starting with, in the prelim card, the first fight takes place in the middleweight division, and it is Cody Brandage taking on Cedric Dumas. I don't know Cedric Dumas, it is his second fight in the UFC. And I've already seen Cody Brandage fight, so I'm gonna pick the guy I saw fight before to pick up the win. I think Cody Brandage is gonna get the win. I don't have much expectations for that one. I don't know at all Cedric Dumas. Something could happen. Alright, next, in the men's featherweight division, we got Jamal Emmett taking on Jack Jenkins. I don't know both of them. I don't know them at all. I'm gonna go and side with the betting odds, which advantage is Jamal Emmett. So I'm gonna choose him to get the win. How? Well, I didn't say how. I don't see a finish. I don't know them, so I can't really say, well, there's gonna be a finish, like in round 2 at 3 minutes and 27 seconds. I don't know, a finish, a decision win for the Cody Brandage and Cedric Dumas fight, and for this one, the Jamal Emmett and Jack Jenkins fight. Alright, moving on, we go to the lightweight division this time, as Trevor Pick takes on Shepe Mariscal. Shepe is making his debut in the UFC, I remember. I think it's a late notice as well, because Trevor Pick had another fight, but it was cancelled. So yeah, I think it's a late notice and a debut for Shepe Mariscal. And for this time, I'm gonna start with him, An upset could be good, a debut and a win could be good to start a good career in the UFC. How? I don't know them. I don't know them at all. I'm not gonna predict a finish. A finish will be good for Shepe and even for Trevor. But I'm gonna stick to a decision win. Maybe a split decision win, because still it's his debut and on late notice, so maybe he's not that prepared, but we'll see. Next, in the men's flyweight division, we've got Zhalgas Zhumagulov taking on Joshua Van. I think Joshua Van is also making his debut. For this one, I know Zhalgas Zhumagulov is on a kind of losing streak, yet that's not enough to put him aside and say, yeah, there's a way to get a victory. So I'm gonna predict him to pick up the win. And there's this kind of tendency, the fighters from Kazakhstan and Dagestan, they're just monsters. So maybe it's the time around he's going to rise and prove once again they are fucking monsters. But not everyone can be as tough as everyone expected. How could I say? It's not because everyone from Kazakhstan, Dagestan, were tough that he's going to be. Maybe he's the one guy that is not that monstrous. Yeah, we'll see. Next, the next fight is in the women's strawweight division, and once again I'm kind of why? We've got 15th ranked, a ranked fighter again in the prelim card, Tabata Ricci taking on Gillian Robertson. So yeah, ranked fighter in the prelim card, that doesn't make sense, but it's okay. Plus, Gillian Robertson is really famous. She loves to fight. She fights really often, and she's well known, more than well known, in the MMA world. For this one, I think I'm gonna predict Gillian Robertson to pick up the win. I see a submission win. She's a submission specialist, you know. So a submission win. When? Round 2. Round 2 submission win for Gillian Robertson. Next, we go back to the lightweight division as Mateusz Rebecki takes on Loic Radzhabov. I don't know them. Once again, lightweight division is my favorite division in the UFC. I think it's the most competitive. Just look at the top 5. So why do I don't know these two? I really got to do some research. Anyway, for this one, I'm gonna pick Mateusz Rebecki to pick up the win, because I really don't know them. It's kind of random. We'll see how it turns out. Next, we go to the welterweight division as Randy Brown takes on Wellington Turman. I saw Randy Brown fought before, so I'm gonna pick him to get the win, even if he comes from a loss, comes from a very tough opponent in Jacques de la Maddalena. Next, the last fight of the prelim card, we stay in the welterweight division, and once again we've got a ranked fighter not in the main card, and it's 11th ranked Neil Magny taking on Phil Rowe. Now, Neil Magny is a veteran, and he's also ranked. He's a veteran. Take that. I have to keep that in mind. However, I think his last fight was against Gilbert Burns back in January or February. Well, earlier the year, really at the beginning of the 2023. I think it's time. No. I don't see him being in the ranking for a longer time. He's a veteran, of course. I really keep that in mind, but maybe he made his time in the rankings, and he's going to move down eventually. As the competition just step up. And this competition right now is Phil Rowe, and this is why I'm going to pick him to get the win. Yeah. This is just how it is. I don't want to be too dramatic about it. I know he's a veteran, but there has to be up and comers. Alright? And that's it for the prelim card, meaning we now move on to the main card. And we've got, we go back to the middleweight division as 13th ranked Brendan Allen takes on Bruno Silva. I don't know much about Brendan Allen, except that he's ranked, and I saw Bruno Silva fight before. So I'm gonna predict Brendan Allen to pick up the win. I believe if he's ranked, it's for a reason. Yet there could be a surprise. I know Bruno Silva can knock out people. I think he knocked someone out in his last fight. So can be either way. There's still room for surprises. Next, we go back to the men's featherweight division as David Onama takes on Gabriel Santos. I don't know them. I don't know them. I don't know. But if I remember, I already saw David Onema fought. So I'm gonna side with him, even if he's not the favorite in betting odds. I'm gonna side with him. How he's going to win? Well, yeah, there's a lot I didn't say how they're going to win. But there's room for surprises. For this one, if I have to call it, I would say Onama takes the win in the third round. Maybe a knockout in the third round. We'll have to see. Next, we go to the heavyweight division as Austin Lane takes on Justin Tafa. Now, Austin Lane is making his debut, and Justin Tafa it's his third fight in the UFC, or second fight, but I don't know. But his last fight he won by like knockout or something like that. I remember I kind of predict him to lose. So for this one, maybe I'm going to be wise and predict him to pick up the win. How I see knockout. Heavyweight, now I expect a knockout or technical knockout. Each time an heavyweight fight. Each time they fought, I expect a knockout. So Justin Tafa by knockout, round 2. Next, we go to the women's flyweight division, and it is the co-main event, and we've got 2 ranked fighters. First, 9th ranked Amanda Ribas, and the second one, 11th ranked Macy Barber. And it's kind of pissing me off because I like both of them, and I know both of them. I've seen what they've been doing for the last couple of months and years. I think it's been 2 or 3 years that they are in the UFC. Macy Barber comes from the Dana White Contender Series, if I remember well. It's going to be tough to call. Amanda Ribas is the favorite in betting odds, but I don't want to take the betting odds in count for this one. Because, well, it's not always right. Ideally, I would prefer no contest. No, ideally, I see more like Macy picking up the win, because she's really fighting. How could I say? She's really fighting, but taking things to a beat down. Sorry. She's really into fighting. I don't know how to say it right now. The best thing I could give an example. Best way I could give an example is telling you to watch her fight, previous fights. She just, people say that about her in the MMA community. She's bullying people. So, no offense to Amanda Ribas, she's still a really good fighter, and a ranked fighter, so that's for a reason. But for this one, I've got Macy Barber. How? That's tough. It's still a 3-round fight, not a 5-round. So I don't know. How could it end? Maybe a very late TKO from Macy Barber. Maybe at the end of round 2 or round 3. Maybe it's going to end in the first round, but I'm going to be maybe disappointed if it ends in the first round. They are very good fighters, both of them. So my final choice would be Macy Barber picking up the win by late TKO. Something like end of round 2 or end of round 3. We'll have to see. Next, it is the main event, a 5-round fight, and in the men's featherweight division, and we got 5th ranked Josh Emmett taking on 9th ranked Ilia Topuria. Now, Josh Emmett comes from a loss to Yair Rodriguez, and it was for the interim featherweight championship. And Ilia Topuria comes from a win. Well, actually he's undefeated, so it comes from 13 wins. But his last win was against Bryce Mitchell, also was undefeated. Now he's no longer. By it was a TKO. And here's the thing. Josh Emmett is known for having power. Like he's really... what is his nickname? I think it's something like Wolverine or... No, it's CCO. Okay. So, forget what I said about the Wolverine thing. Anyway, he's known for his power. He can knock people out, and he's feared for that. But now there's Ilia Topuria, and his nickname is El Matador, meaning the killer. Matar in Spanish means kill. So he's a killer, and he really is. It's not just a nickname. He's scary. He's most famous, most well-known highlight, apart from Bryce Mitchell fight, is against Yair Herbert, where he was dominated. Yair Herbert was ahead, maybe not ahead in the scorecard, but there was knockdown. He knocked down Ilia Topuria. However, Ilia Topuria kind of woke up and knocked out cold Yair Herbert. And you can see it. It's in the UFC highlights to hype fighters. So, yeah, I see a knockout for this one. I see a technical knockout for the Ilia Topuria against Josh Emmett fight. They are both tremendous power. They are known for that. Now, who wins? Is it going to be Josh, because he's 5th ranked? Or is it going to be Ilia, 9th ranked, but undefeated? It's going to be Ilia. To me, it's no brainer. It's going to be Ilia. I don't think Josh Emmett is bad. Of course not. 5th ranked is a lot. Ilia Topuria is someone different. I thought Bryce Mitchell was going to be lead, but he destroyed Bryce Mitchell, and he's only getting better because he was dominated against Yair Herbert, but yet when he faced a very tough, undefeated Bryce Mitchell, he destroyed him. So I don't see why it's going to be different this time. If it was someone else like Max Holloway or the very champion Alexander Volkanovski, maybe I would have said something different. But apart from these two, I don't see anyone beating Ilia Topuria. So my final choice, my prediction would be Ilia Topuria picking up the win by knockout. Yet, I think he has more submission wins than knockout wins, so could also be a submission. But like I said before, there's room for surprises. And that's it for UFC Fight Night, broadcasted on ABC 5. So I'll leave you there. Until next time, bye.